On June 28, 1979, perhaps the greatest outbreak of tornadoes to ever sweep across the upper Midwest took place, with 27 tornadoes recorded in North Dakota, Minnesota, 10 of them in Iowa, 2 of which, with incredible, devastating fury, slashed through the towns of Algona and Manson. And in the early evening, I was still at the Capitol in the governor's office, along with David Oman, the press secretary. The tornadoes approached Des Moines, and we could hear the sirens going off and people being encouraged to take cover. And at the same time, phones were ringing. And I grabbed the phone as my role as the now disaster coordinator, the liaison with the National Guard and the state police and emergency services. And I'm hearing the reports that Algona, Manson have just had incredible devastation, buildings down, power out, that there was a need to activate the National Guard so they could be deployed to the towns to provide protection, emergency relief. Only the governor of Iowa has the authority to call the National Guard to state service, to direct them to that. Governor Ray was on a trade mission in Romania, 1979, communist Romania. We had to be in touch with him. The lieutenant governor, who did not run with him, they were not a team elected together at all, was Terry Branstad, 32, 33-year-old, first term lieutenant governor, newly in office. And I realized I had to get in touch with Governor Ray right away to get his authorization to call out the Guard. So, to make a call, long distance call in those days, you dialed 0 and you got the local operator. And I said, operator, there's an emergency. I need to make a call abroad. He said, one moment, and connected me to the long distance operator. In those days, to make a long distance call, you didn't dial 1 and your area code. You talked to an operator who would connect you to another town. And I said, now I've got the long distance operator. I said, there's an emergency, the governor of Iowa's office. I need to speak to the governor who's in Romania. Oh, one minute, I'll get you the overseas operator. So now I've got the overseas operator. I explain again. Said, oh, you need the London exchange operator. I'll connect you. So now I'm connected to an operator in London who, in a very nice British accent, asked how to help me, and I explained, I've got to reach the governor of Iowa who's in Romania, behind the Iron Curtain, communist country. Not many connections with the United States. Wait a minute, they put me through, and now I've got the operator in the capital of Romania. But the governor's not there, he's off in some other town. So I asked for that town, and of course now the English language proficiency is diminishing. And now I get the operator in this other town where the governor is, and I've got a list, and the governor's in this hotel, and in halting English, the operator asks what they need, and I say I need to be connected to this hotel. So somebody answers in Romanian. It's like 2 a.m. So I'm just imagining it's some clerk or custodian or something who's there to answer the phone in the middle of the morning, and I say, Governor Robert Ray of Iowa, please. Well, they say, Sat, and I say, Governor Robert Ray of Iowa. So they connect me to a room, I hear it ring, someone picks up the phone, and a woman says, yes. Now, I'd been working for the governor not quite a year, and I was quite sure it was not the voice of Mrs. Ray. And so here's this moment. if we're just in the U.S. making a call and something like that happened, I'd probably hang up right away. And, we don't want to, if there's some strange woman who's with the governor in his bedroom in the middle of the night, you don't want to know anything about it. But here we're desperate. So finally I said, may I speak to Governor Ray, please? I don't care who she is. She says, oh, you've got the wrong room. I said, and you can see she's going to start to hang up. I said, no, please, don't hang up, don't hang up. I'm a member of Governor Ray's staff. We have this terrible disaster, emergency. I need to talk to Governor Ray. It's a matter of utmost urgency. So it turns out I was connected to Governor Milliken office, Governor Milliken of Michigan. And only another governor's spouse, wife, would understand what's involved. She gets up, puts on her robe, goes down the hall, bangs on the door of Governor Ray's room, gets him out, brings him down into room. He's sitting on the bed next to her sleeping husband, the governor of Michigan. And I'm explaining all this to Governor Ray and tell me what's happened. And I'm briefing him and saying, I need the authority to call out the National Guard. Do I have your authority to do this? Yes, of course. Okay, so I hang up with him. I call General Roger Gilbert, the adjutant general, said, you have the governor's authorization. We call the National Guard to duty. And they are, in the evening, as the sirens are still sounding around the Capitol. We hadn't taken cover. We had to stay on the phone and coordinate this. And the Guard then that night arrives in Manson, Algona, to take charge, to keep order, protect property, protect their citizens. It was a harrowing adventure in more ways than one.